YouTube, the fuck is the deal, man? Shit, boy, Leekautorepair. I'm in the fucking crib today. I'm under the weather and shit. Let me tell y'all something real quick and shit. So, yesterday, I had my people's threw a surprise birthday, gathering for me and shit. And then I end up getting like wasted, getting the crib, threw up fucking everywhere and shit, all on the fucking carpet. I get to work, threw up there immediately as soon as I get there and shit, and I just end up leaving. Um, so yeah, I like worked for like 3 hours, checked out a car, and then I just fucking left. And then I went home and I was bitching, like I was just like it's like that feeling when you drink like just getting sick. Like I used to could hang when I was young. Damn, I'm shaking the fucking computer desk. I used to get hang when I was a young boy, especially like when I used to be like in the school and like college and shit. So drinking was my shit, and then I had these friends that would drink all the time, and it was fucking crazy. But I ain't into that no more. After just countless times of just getting fucking sick, and then I'm older, so it's like can't be doing that shit like that no more. So I'm done. So if you want to know how old I'll be turning 29 tomorrow, and yeah, I'm getting up there in age, but I got like one more year before 30, so I'm gonna make this enjoyable. So, okay, so oh, today's video is a 2000 and what fucking car is it? I don't remember because I did two fucking cars. Let me click through the fucking files because I don't know by then. So, let me see. Um, Not strut replacement. Um, Alternator. Okay, I remember. It was a 2005 Ford Taurus. I replaced the alternator in that. Now this video applies to the the Mercury Sable, that body style with the 3.0 engine, the Vulcan engine. I think I could be wrong. I'm not like no fucking specialist. It was a single overhead cam though, so just know that. Also crosses over on both Mercury and fucking Ford because they're the same company. So yeah, alternative replacement, and I just filmed it without even talking. I just showed y'all and shit because like my job like is a billion fucking people, and then when I say there's a billion people there, like I work at a used car dealership. They're pretty big, so they pump out a lot of fucking cars. It's high volume and shit. So it's like a chick, like a moving train. You gotta fucking catch on it, and you gotta stay on that motherfucker, hold on. So it's just your pace gotta be up there. So we work on a lot of fucking cars. So um, plus loudspeakers, people talking loud, shop tools going off. There's a lot of screaming going on because this is a big ass fucking place. They got like 30 lifts in there. A lot of you not, but so I just filmed it. It showed y'all. That's why I'm here talking shit or whatever. So, but I'm here to guide y'all. So we're gonna begin this fucking video. So by the way, I got my lactate milk because motherfucker, I got that lactose shit. Fuck up my fucking stomach. And I got some Jamaican food, stewed chicken, brown stewed chicken, and we're gonna begin this shit. So I'm gonna click 05 Ford Taurus file under my car vids. We're gonna do alternator, and it's about 11-minute video. Right now, what I'm doing, I can just drop the camera and shit, and pretty much, I'm just going to disconnect the negative cable. That wrench I'm using right now is an 8mm wrench. So if you got a socket or a 3/8 drive or a 1/4 inch drive, make sure it's an 8mm or you use a wrench. Alright, so put the negative cable to the side. Make sure that shit don't touch nothing, because it can reconnect itself back up again. Then you got active power. Then you're going to shock yourself at the fucking alternator. So what I'm doing right now is pointing at the connector for it and the electrical connector and the battery cable, the cable that goes from the battery back to the alternator. I mean the battery to the alternator. So take that off. That was if I'm not mistaken, it was a 10mm. So back that cover off for it. It slides back. The rubber boot just gotta like sometimes it's a little stiff. You give it a wiggle to come off. So put that on your cowl so you don't lose it. Next, I got the belt diagram right here. We're gonna show you how to put the belt on. Well, I'm not. I got another video for that, but I'll just walk through it real fast. So what I'm doing right now is I'm taking the belt off after I took off my fucking wires and shit. and I'm moving the belt tensioner back. When you taking belt off, the first thing you got to do is get to the belt tensioner and the just take it back, give you some slack so you can pop the belt off. Now I'm not taking the whole belt off. I'm putting the belt off to the side so that way I ain't gotta take the whole, put the whole belt back on and be a pain in the ass. Cause look what I got to take out, probably that reservoir. It's a tight spot. So it was a judgment call I made. So I left it hanging on top of the, looks like a power steering pump or a water pump. I'm not sure because I don't remember. I just remember doing a fucking job. So next I'm taking off this fucking bracket for the dog bone mount. Now it's optional. If you want, you could take the mount and the bracket off, but I never did this job before, so sometimes I like to make a judgment call, just be, just do something on the fly and try to wing it, and I just only took off the bracket. Then the bracket is held in by 13 millimeter, if I can remember, 13 millimeter bolts, and it's two of them, two or three, but I remember taking off two. So go ahead and take this off. One at the bottom, as I showed y'all, and then there's one more at the top, actually, on by the alternator. So let me get a little bite of it. I'm hungry as shit. Alright. Now, bracket may be a little pain in the ass getting it on. Okay, next. What am I doing? What am I doing? Okay, there's a 13 millimeter bolt right there. Make sure you back that off. It's like a stud and bolt combo. So that's where the bracket was mounted on. And then right there is a 15 millimeter. So go ahead and back that off. That's a long bolt right there. Now, mind you, the tools I'm using might not be like yours. I got like little fancy fucking shit, like long inch ratchet wrenches and shit like that. And sometimes I use my 3/8 electric impact. It makes the job a whole lot faster. So that's why some of the jobs y'all see that normally take you a couple hours to do or a day to do, it really takes me a couple hours. Just because of the type of tools I got, and I know how to do the job. I've done it before. I got the experience, but you get what I'm saying. So yeah, this bolt right here is a pain in the ass getting out because the reservoir is in the way. So if you want, just move the reservoir off to the side. There's a bolt. And what I'm doing right now, I'm on the floor and I'm rotating the bearings, making sure they good. Some of these bearings are rebuilt alternators, like they like to fucking make noise or overcharge the car, undercharge the car. So your alternator might be good, but it might be fucked up. So you might gotta do this job like 2 or 3 times. Sometimes you can get it on the first try. I got this video on the first try. So make sure you line it up after you make sure everything was matched up, the alternator good. Put it back on the car, pulley facing the other pulleys, and so on. So what I'm doing is prying it back up because it will be a tight spot. If you can't get the alternator on the flat surfaces where the bolt meets at, or meets up to the bracket on the engine, make sure you could shim that down a little bit or sand it down some. That'll like give you some a little bit of clearance of fitting it on, or you could lube it up with something if you want. It's up to you. Alright, so I'm getting in my 2 bolts back in, a 13 millimeter stud and bolt combo. Stud and nut combo, and the 15 millimeter long bolt that's in. I don't know, a fucking manager right there. He just gave me another car to do. So I'm tightening that up. I know I'm probably talking fast, but y'all can see what the fuck I'm doing. But I'm talking to y'all about the fucking job because it's my motherfucking channel. Alright? So, get my ratchet on. Okay, now I'm tightening the long bolt. There's only 2 bolts. Of course, you already know that at this point. Next, I'm putting the bracket back on. Bracket for the dog bone mount. Now, that might be a little pain in the ass because everything's a tight fit, but take your time, you'll get it. Now, what am I doing right now? And I guess I'm putting back on this reservoir. It was missing a bolt originally. These are used cars. You get shit like that all the time. So I put another one in place, and I'm getting a dog mount on. Now, I made a problem getting the mount off. Well, the mount, I don't know if you can see the bushing of it was starting to slide out. That's fine. Just make sure you push it back in with like a pry bar. It's fairly new. I guess at some point somebody worked on it and put that cheap ass shit in there, but whatever. I do my job regardless. And okay, there's I ran into a problem. I never fucking explained it. Let me say it now. So this rubber hose, coolant hose coming from the coolant reservoir. See how I got that resting on top of the dog mount? Now notice that's not how it was before, and then I did correct myself after putting everything back together. So I may not show that on this part. I remember editing the videos. I've seen that, and I was going to correct it, and then I was going to elaborate on that actually, but I'm not sure, but we'll find out in a few seconds. But the bracket was a pain in the ass getting back in. I guess the hose for it, lining it up back on the that stud and nut combo. It was I had to like tab it back in with a fucking pry bar, but I was able to get it. I'm gonna put my bolts back on for the dog mount. Okay, as you can see, I got the hose under. So I cut that out of the actual edit. So, I mean the actual raw version. So I guess I did good. So that's cool. I don't have to explain. So like I said, make sure the rubber, excuse me, I'm spitting. Make sure the rubber hose is under the dog bone. You can tell by the fitment of it. It has like a little 45-degree angle, whatever. Yeah, I'm tightening that up. That's a nut and bolt combo. Remember I said if you look in between where that bushing, it looked like it came out where the dog mount is, you can push that back in. I'm gonna make sure I like circle it so y'all can know what the fuck I'm talking about. Putting the reservoir back in. Make sure the rubber hose is on there and tight, good. Okay. Oh, here we go. Hey, I did put it. Now, I explained myself already, so I don't have to explain myself. But I was a little confused on, I didn't remember or whatever. Sometimes you'll get shit like that, and after a while, you could correct yourself. I forgot I was already filming it, so I just went back and looked at it, and yeah, that's the right way. So benefits of fucking having fucking video recorder. Doesn't make me stupid, but shit happens. There's a lot involved. So I got everything, the bracket back on, cooling line right, alternator bolted right. Next, I'm going to put the drop back on. So this is the easy part. So on the belt tensioner, it's an actual pulley itself, 15 millimeters. So just put it on there and pull back towards the front of the car, and just pop the belt back on. Just simple as that. And I didn't take the belt off all the way, so it wasn't hard at all. Putting the battery cable back on. Put that down. Sometimes they'll give you a new nut in the box. This one they did. I think it was 11 millimeter, but the original one was 10. Put the cover boot back on. Ooh, excuse me, I got a burp. Put your electrical connector back on. This fucking rubber, not rubber, but this plastic pushing clip. Put your battery cable back on, 8 millimeter size. This one I had a hard time, this type of shitty ass fucking cable, whereas if I tightened it, it still was loose. Now if you run to this problem, see what I'm doing right now, I have a flat head screwdriver, and basically what I'm doing right now is I'm spreading the terminals, like not the terminals, but in between where the bolt is, where the bolt thread in, I'm spreading it apart, and then just to see it. Normally that's a little trick that you could use to try to get it to retighten, but you'll get it. Sometimes you got to keep spreading it out far, and the more you do it, you'll be able to, like, it'll be secured on the battery, fully tightened correctly. So you just pretty much got to adjust it. It's fucking retarded, but I see people use screws in between. I don't use screws. I ain't like that. And I'm testing out the charging system from the battery post. I'm looking for my alligator clips. I got special alligator clips for my meter. And then I want to set it up. Positive, positive, negative, negative. And there you have it. It's charging at 14 volts. Most cars are, that was the end of the video, by the way. Most cars are in between, like, 13 and 14. All depends on your specifications, but clearly that was good. So when you get your alternator in, run it correctly. Before you start the car, make sure you got your fucking belt. Like, you might got it, it may be off on a pulley a little bit or whatever. Make sure you got that correct. Sometimes you got to readjust the tension to get it to line back up again. Or you could try to just tap the ignition a couple times and get it to line up on its own. You could do that, but just make sure it's correct before you start the engine. And that's it. So everything's right. So once the car is started, make sure your battery light ain't on. Make sure the alternator ain't fucking noisy. If that shit fucking noisy, take that shit the fuck back. Cause remanufacture alternators, they all get fucking rebuilt. It's almost hard to get a fucking brand new fucking alternator that's not fucking expensive. The shit costs hundreds of fucking dollars, like $800 depending on what type of fucking car you got, or $400 or $300. I'm not gonna pay that fucking shit. But you get it rebuilt, John. That's why they always ask you for fucking core when you get shit like water pumps. Not radiators anymore. I don't think so. Starters, calibers, shit like that. If you take it back there, all they do is rebuilding it and putting it right back on the fucking on the shelf again. And that's why they give you money for it. They don't give you shit for it. So it's like they flipping pretty much, which is pretty smart. But so make sure that's good. Battery light not on. Alternator charging correctly. Make sure the fucking it's not noisy. I said that already. Yeah, I think that's that. Yeah, make sure the engine sounds good. Everything's right. Car charging. That's that. Leekautorepair. I'm fucking done. And I'm gonna get the fuck out of here. I need to finish my food. I probably gotta rewarm this shit because this shit fucking cold. So, like I said, this is a 2007 Ford. What the fuck Ford is it? I don't even like Fords. Ford fucking Taurus 3.0 fucking engine, single cam. I think the same might apply to the dual cam. I don't fucking care. If you got a question, concern, problem, you don't like the way I talk, shit I fucking say, whatever, need help on the fucking car, message me. You don't like this fucking video, hit the fucking dislike button. Matter of fact, let me the fuck know why you don't like this fucking video. I'm fucking shaking the fucking table. You like this video, be sure to hit the like button. Be sure to fucking subscribe to my fucking YouTube channel. How the fuck can I like fucking stress this shit? Like, I need your support. I'm giving out these tutorials and how-tos and showing y'all the fucking job and shit. At least y'all can do in return is fucking support me, and I'll fucking support you. We be there for one another and shit. So that's that. And next video, I guess I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna edit it tonight. It's for tomorrow. It's a 2007 Chevy Equinox V6 engine, the 3.4, the 3400 motor. Pretty much what I'm going to be doing on that one is I'm going to be showing you how to put on the belt, or, well, I'm going to be replacing the serpentine belt, aka drive belt, and the eyelet pulleys. It's like 3 eyelet pulleys for it, and that's basically what I want to be replacing, and the belt tensioner too, the auto tensioner. So it's gonna be a cool video. So look out for that. Tomorrow's a little bit involved because you got to take out the engine, the side engine mount for it, just to get to the fucking belt and support the fucking engine from the bottom. But I'll show you how to do that shit. It's pretty cool. So look out for that video. I'll see you guys. Like and subscribe.